here's where we stand. Oh. So, the engine oil pan hits the 4-wheel drive bracket right there. And the engine's got to come over about 3/4 of an inch too. So you got to cut the bracket down or move the pan a little bit. I might try modifying this oil pan because it's already got a pretty decent dent in it. Yeah. Hard to see everything down here, but you know. There you go. I think that came from the last guy that installed it. Problem number 2, slave cylinder. The external slave is a complete interference with the block. So, I'm going to have to get the newer style bell housing and then run an internal slave. Not a big deal. Other than that, it fits pretty good. We're hitting the diff over here, but that'll go away when we move over after I get the bracket moved. Alright, we're pulling her out and trying again. Here's a quick rundown on how I built these motor mounts. So this is the other side. I gotta cut this one off. It's a little bit short, so I did a test fit in the truck and it's almost there. The back one, with the way the motor leans, I think is gonna be okay. So we'll just redo this one, pilot it through, and then drill it out. So I just took a piece of plate. This is the LS engine mount. I set them on there, and this is the driver's side. Put it on there, traced it out, and then drilled it. Same size as that. I think it's, I don't know, 1/2 inch, maybe 13 millimeter. What's this guy? Well, I'll read it to you. How about that? This is 1/2 inch. And these are not 1/2 inch. Dang, that camera's high. Okay. So, I think those must have been something less than 1/2 inch. 3/8. What are you? As I was saying, that is a 7/16 hole there, and it's the same as over here. That's a little looser. That's probably a metric size, but did that. It's a little oversized for the bolts, and it's perfect if you're not perfect. And then the motor mounts were a 1/2 inch hole. This is the 6.5 mount, so I made it look kind of similar to that. When this sits in that pocket, these little ears sit on the steel inside of the bushing. I don't know if this is going to happen or not with these. They're a little bit narrow, but once it's in, I'll inspect it. If I don't like it, I can always take it back out. Chances are I'm going to like it, and it'll be okay. So, yeah, I may try to get a reference. I was fortunate enough to have that crate to build it off of. Some people just hang the motor in the truck and then build them to that. But if I can measure from here to here, I don't know, maybe draw some lines on this thing. And then say from this hole, 90 degrees, 1 inch, up 1.5 inches, this high. To get some sort of starting point so that whenever you're trying to build your own mounts, you're not just shooting in the dark. Especially because the LS style is not symmetrical. So this one conveniently runs right into the 2 mounting bolts on it. So I had to hog them suckers out with a plasma torch. And then also fill this hole full of weld when I was tacking it on and booger up the threads in the block. Don't do that, but put them on there. So, yeah, I'll get some sort of measurement on this guy too for a starting point. It actually seems like right in line with this is a good point, and I'll just say up some, out some. And then this is far wide, up some, out some, and you'll be set. So yeah, that'll come one of these days. So we got the last motor mount built. I almost hit the hole right, but it's close enough for this job. This is more like what the original 6.5 mount looked like in terms of radius. All the other ones kind of look like that, but I think it'll be fine. We'll see what happens. So we're gonna let this thing cool. One problem with the plate is that whenever you put a lot of heat into it, it bends them. So I don't think it's a huge concern, because the engine block will just pull it back straight, and then the bolt will force its way through, and then it'll be in there good and snug. And if it's not, I guess we'll upsize the drill bit one. So we got this guy on the workbench cooling. The nice steel's good for pulling the heat out of it. And while that's cooling down, we'll go ahead and yank out the transmission on the 1-ton out back, get it in here, and then we'll see what we can do with the bell housing and see if we can't get the bell housing to bolt up. Okay, time for a little update. Transmission is clearly out. We did the old ratchet strap maneuver where you hang 2 straps from the frame, tension them, and then took the cross member out, let her down nice and easy with the jack onto the straps, and then let the straps down nice and easy, kind of like you do rappelling, and just let her to the ground and drag her out of the hole. And there she be. We're gonna go, snag the bell housing, stick it on there, see what it looks like with a clutch in there, and then size up our release bearing, see what's gonna work for us in the front here. This is kind of the issue with these transmissions, is that this long snout here is part of the bearing retainer. So if the Duramax release bearing fits these bolt holes, I think it'll slide right over top of this thing. If it's the NV4500 one, then we got to cut this off, grind it smooth, and then we'll bolt it on, and this snout will be part of that. And so then it's really critical that we pilot it accordingly and make sure it's not out of center. So see how it goes.